Well, we had a eventful week, man. What's going on, Mr. David?
Running around. What's up? How you?
See, you went to the party.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I did.
You went to the party.
I definitely did.
Threw a party, yeah. Threw a
I
party.
definitely did.
Yeah.
David came over.
I definitely did. Y'all niggas is crazy.
No, listen.
Nah, I ain't gonna front, real man shit.
Let's talk about it.
I'm glad the brother got his freedom.
Right.
Shouts to
100%.
Max.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Fan of his music. He on Survival. He actually on my first album. But yeah, I'm glad I got to go, party with him.
So it was a lot of talk on the internet about.
They told me I was kicked off of this.
Yeah, they did. They said you was it. They said you was. I didn't mean.
For doing that.
Well, this is crazy.
That's what they told
And
you.
they kicked you off the show.
The internet
They said I
kicked
got
off.
kicked off this joint. I can't rap about it no more.
It's
people
crazy.
People don't know. You see, both of us had different opinions, and I think it's dope that because I always feel like two things can be true at the same time.
Right.
Right. You felt one way, I felt another way.
Right.
You went to the party, but you had already had a conversation with Capo. Talk about that.
Yeah, I feel like I never was around him, Max.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but we had our own relationship through who we know or whatever. And me being around Jim as long as I've been around Jim, and Jim being around my moms and my kids, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta holler at Capo, like, yo, bro, how you feel about that? Because I got invited directly, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm gonna definitely have that convo with bro before I just pop up and he gotta hear about it. Like, that's just me.
No, it's definitely honor in that, brother. And I think, like I was saying, like me and Fad was talking earlier, as individual men, we don't always have to have the same opinion. Right. I felt like because of the relationship I didn't built with Capo over the last 5 or 6 years, that I just felt like it wasn't in me to go stand next to anybody he had an issue with or whatever, because the relationship is strong here. It's past professionalism, right? So we got a personal relationship. I feel like as a friend, the word friend people throw around, brother. Everybody, yo, Fad, my brother. This nigga, my brother.
Bro.
Yo, bro, it's my bro, it's my brother. That's my friend. But the thing is, I feel like everybody's your brother till it's time to do brother shit, right? When you got a friend, the word friend, that comes with responsibilities.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? As a friend, it's certain things I'm gonna do. As your friend, you should be able to trust me around your wife.
Right.
Right? You should be able to trust me around money.
Right.
If you took a fall, I should be able to be there for you, right? No matter what it is, right? And the way I look at life, I just felt like, and it was no disrespect to, Max or anybody, because me and him got a relationship too, but I just wanted to make it clear where I stood as a man. Those are my principles, not nobody else. So I think it's dope that we could be able to have that conversation right here, because I felt like niggas was thinking it was something else.
Nah, I feel like with me it's like, and I agree with you 1,010%. I love this nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm not into trying to figure out what niggas is going through.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, Capo know how I feel about him. He knew me since I was 18, 19 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't nothing brand new. This ain't let me go over there for the cloud or for the cameras. Nah. I've been in contact with Max.
Right.
From jail. You get what I'm saying? He's on the album, Yo East. You get what I'm saying? So, like I said, it was a man thing. Let me holler at Jim. How you feel about that, bro?
No, that's honorable.
He could have easily been like, yo, bro.
100%.
I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had our own one on. You get what I'm saying? So I felt like I'm not gonna be put in a space where I'm leaning on no side. You get what I'm saying? Like, I fuck with boy, I fuck with Capo. Like, I'm not picking a side. Like, that ain't me.
That's respectable. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's no wrong answer, because everybody got their own perspective on things,
right?
And how they view based on they own experiences and stuff like that. I've been in situations where you had to declare your side,
right?
So my whole life,
me too.
My whole life I've been this way. It's not about whether it was Jim, it's anybody that I got that type of love and respect for.
Right.
I feel that way the same way, because I don't want it to ever be no misunderstanding. Right. You're gonna know exactly where I stand, because you prove who you are, through actions,
Right.
not just talk.
Not talking.
Everybody talking. All these niggas is talking. I'm like, nah. We got to go a little bit deeper than that. So
Right.
I just think that it's cool, man. What you think, Smith?
I think we spoke earlier, and even a couple weeks back, I was talking about the strength of relationships, and I think we here on this, besides the podcast, we built, you know what I'm saying, a brotherhood between us.
Right.
And so I think that's like solid just to even check in and see if that's, you know what I mean, something that will bother you, or you know what I mean. That's what, instead of just going and just try to figure it out later. I also think that we could look at it from our perspectives individually outside of Capo, but at the same time, this is really his experience. You know what I'm saying? This is something he went through, and you can't tell a man how to feel about something that he went through and we didn't go through. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't really understand the principle until it's done to them. You know what I'm saying? So like when it happened to them, then they could get it.
It changed.
When it's something outside, it's easy to tell somebody, yeah, let that shit go, or you know what I'm saying?
That's not your call.
Right. So whenever he do let it go, if he do or not, you know what I'm saying? We in support of course, of letting shit go and moving forward. But at the same time, it's going to take everybody's time on their timing. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the internet or
that ain't no
our
group thing. Man.
No, that's not.
Really
that's
how you feel in your own.
No matter how you feel, I feel like I want us, New York as a whole, to be unified. I can't wait till we all in a room together, right? Because we all got our own relationships. And I don't think niggas give us the credit for actually starting to come together and band together and having unity in New York. Everybody was running around screaming about New York don't have unity, right? And we all came together, and we all individual artists, individual fathers, individual niggas, and we learned how to have brotherhood and still balance our individual craft. So I can't wait to the day that we all, you know what I'm saying? It's like we New York, period.
Right.
You know? But everything is gonna happen in its time.
Facts.
You know?
Man, here we go all over again. This whole Jim Jones, Dave East, and Max B situation finally hit a real turning point. For weeks, the entire city been treating this saga like a live chessboard. Every move watched, every expression analyzed, and now all those little moments are starting to collide with some heavy tension. People have been saying for years that half these rappers ain't even built off real friendship. They only show up together when there's a club bag or a studio camera rolling. But when it comes to actual loyalty, real brotherhood, and standing on something, you start realizing how short the list really gets. And let's be honest, Jim Jones played this moment smooth as a strategist. Dropping a brand new podcast right when the storyline is boiling, that's not luck. That's timing. A perfect alley-oop to hit the algorithm, spark conversation, and maybe slide his show into the top tier of hip-hop podcasts without even forcing it. But here's the part that got everybody talking. Jim still hasn't said a single direct word about Max B since he came home. Not one. Silence, strictly controlled silence. Now this is where things turn spicy. His co-hosts, Mayo and Dave East, been around Max or people close to him. They know how to take that energy and flip it into content fans are begging for. Most podcasters duck the topics the streets really want. But when you got a co-host like Mino right beside you, nothing stays off dash limits. On this new episode of Let's Rap About It, Mino jumps straight into the fire. No warm-up, no dancing around. He immediately presses Dave East about pulling up to Max B's dinner party and the tension. You could feel it through the screen. Then finally, you get Fab's angle on the whole Max B and Jim Jones situation, something fans been waiting on for years. And look, Jim Jones deserves credit here. With Max B back home, Jim isn't acting reckless. He's not throwing shade on Instagram. He's not sneaking insults into podcast clips. And like they broke down on the show, he's not stopping any of his people from showing Max love either, which is a massive shift from how things looked 10 or 15 years ago. Back then, this would have been chaos. Right now, Jim is minding his business, staying focused and keeping whatever he feels about Max to himself. That's real grown man behavior. That's why I honestly think that within the next year or two, we might see Jim Jones and Max be sitting across from each other on a podcast, talking it out, Mayo made something very clear. He wants New York moving as one. He wants unity. And he's not shy about pushing that idea. But here's where the room really shook. When Mayo checked Dave East about showing up at Max B's dinner, the energy shifted instantly. The tension got thick, but Dave didn't flinch. He stood on his words and kept it honest about wanting peace in the city. You could tell he wasn't being sneaky, he was being real. He just wanted to show respect and keep the whole vibe solid. Then Fab slid in with that calm, smooth delivery he's known for. Dropping his thoughts on the long history between Max B and Jim Jones, he wasn't choosing sides, but he made one thing clear: he'd rather see grown men sit down and talk than watch another decade of old street tension dragging on. Hearing Fab speak on it added a different weight to the moment. And the wild part: the entire panel kept coming back to the same message. New York is stronger when everybody moves together, not split apart. That's why this episode hit so deep. It wasn't messy gossip, it was a real look at how far these legends have evolved, and how close the city might be to witnessing one of the biggest reunions in hip-hop history. But things got even more intense when Mino broke down why he wasn't scared to speak on XB at all. He sat there solid, saying he's not holding on to old problems when everyone involved is grown now. You could see it wasn't just words, he meant that. The room got noticeably quiet for a moment, because honesty like that on camera hits different. Dave East also opened up about how people online keep trying to drag him into a side he never picked. He made it clear he's cool with Jim, he respects Max, and he's not letting the internet twist anything into fake beef. That moment said a lot about Dave's character, because most rappers wouldn't step into a conversation this delicate. Then the whole panel zeroed in on one major point: the city needs progress, not recycled tension. They kept repeating, there's too much talent and too many opportunities in New York for grown men to stay stuck in problems from 10 years back. And honestly, it felt like every voice in that room was trying to push the culture forward, even if the streets are still watching everything like a scoreboard. Then, just when it felt like things were settling, Mino dropped another heavy truth that shifted the energy again. He said, a lot of people only see the headlines. They don't even understand the real history behind this. He reminded viewers that what went down between Jim Jones and Max B wasn't some quick back and forth for the internet. It was deep grown man business. And those wounds have been sitting for a long time. That reality check hit the panel hard. Dave East jumped in and broke down how the younger generation views this whole situation completely differently now. He said most fans today aren't looking for old beef to get recycled every few months. They want music, unity, and real energy coming out of New York. Hearing him speak on that shift really showed how much the culture has evolved since the early 2000s. Then Fab dropped one more gem. Nobody wins when the city is split up. He explained how powerful New York could be if these legendary names actually stood side by side again, instead of staying separated forever. You could feel the room pause, because the thought of Jim Jones, Max B, and the whole city moving in sync would shake the entire game, and the way Fab said it made something crystal clear. Whatever conversations he's had with Jim about Max aren't on hostile timing anymore. It honestly feels like all they need now is to sit down face to face, talk it out, and close the chapter like grown men. The energy today is nowhere near as heavy as it was years ago. This whole situation shows they're a lot closer to peace than anybody expected.